guys, so welcome to the first day of summer school. I'm sorry I can't be with you there today, but I'll see you next week. We have 3 topics to cover today. That's prokaryotes versus eukaryotes, viruses versus cells, and cell cycle. So I'm just going to go through and we're going to take some very basic notes as we're writing. As I'm writing, you are going to be writing, so you can use this information when you're doing your practice questions. So prokaryotes versus eukaryotes is our first topic. Okay, so prokaryotes are simply bacteria, and eukaryotes can be animal cells, plant cells, they can be fungi, and they can be protists. Some big distinguishing factors. So prokaryotes have no nucleus, whereas eukaryotes do, and they have no membrane-bound organelles. Whereas eukaryotes do. However, both, okay, so I'm going to write in this box, both have a cell membrane. Okay, if they're both cells, they all have a cell membrane, and they have genetic material. So that's like DNA or RNA. And they have ribosomes. So I'm going to box this. This is something that both of them have. Alright, so that was pro versus eukaryote. Then we're going to do viruses versus cells. So viruses versus cells. Okay. So a virus, remember, looks like this little thing. Okay. And then a cell, you can have an animal cell, you can have a plant cell, either one. Okay? I'm going to box this section off for it. So viruses are not alive. Okay, whereas cells, yes, they are very much alive. They can't reproduce by themselves. So no reproduce by themselves. So viruses are like super awesome, I mean biologically speaking, because viruses actually like invade the host cell, so they would like attach themselves to this host cell, and then they actually use their machinery to reproduce themselves. So this is like what HIV does, and viruses either can go through a lytic cycle or a lysogenic cycle. So remember, the lytic cycle is super duper quick, so that means like they invade, they reproduce, and then they burst the cell right away, and then you feel sick really, really fast. And then you have lysogenic, which is, it lays dormant for a long time, and these are the super sneaky ones. This is like HIV. So HIV will infect your cells and then just sit there, like in all of your cells, for a ridiculous amount of time, and then once it gets a signal, then it's like, okay, now I'm going to replicate and make your life horrible because now I've decided to go through and reproduce and kill all of these cells that I've been hiding in. Okay? Alright, so once again, viruses, not alive. Alright, they can go through 2 reproductive tracts, either the lytic or the lysogenic cycle. Cells are alive, they can reproduce on their own, and the way that they reproduce is simply through the cell cycle or mitosis. Which brings us, so conveniently, to actually go into the cell cycle a little bit more. Okay, so the entire cell cycle goes through the acronym I More at the church. So I-P-M-A-T-C. Alright, so you have interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. Alright, and then we can visualize it. lost my pen. Alright, and then we can visualize this in a little wheel like this. Okay, so if we remember, interphase takes up the majority of this wheel. Okay, so interphase would be this whole thing. And then interphase is divided into 3. Okay, so this whole thing right here is interphase. And then you have G1, S, and G2. So G1 and G2 are like growth. The S phase is when DNA replicates itself. And then in here we have the M phase, which is mitosis. And then we have C here, which is cytokinesis. Alright, so remember this PMAT, this is the only thing that's mitosis. And then interphase has 3 parts, G1, S, G2, and then cytokinesis. The reason the cell cycle is so important is because this is how all of our cells grow. Alright, so remember mitosis simply just gives you 2 identical daughter cells. But without the cell cycle, right, we wouldn't actually be able to grow from being a baby to an adult. Or like if you get a cut on your arm, the reason that you're able to repair yourself is through mitosis. Those skin cells that have been damaged have actually replaced themselves through mitosis because you've taken the healthy skin cells and you've duplicated them over and over and over again so that you replace those. Alright, all of these words too for everything that happens in the cell cycle, for all of these are in your annotation sheet. When you are going through your multiple choice questions, your job is whenever you see prokaryote, eukaryote, you can write any of these characteristics that we've written. Same with this for viruses, cells, the cell cycle. Your job, you have this resource now in front of you. When you're going through, you see these keywords. These are the other things that you can write. In addition, you have your annotation sheet. Alright, good luck, have fun, and ask Ms. Williams if you have any questions or text me if you have any. Alright, have fun!